Network for All, in short TNN for All, Urbana, Illinois, USA.
And Bethel House of Refuge, Muhammad, Illinois, USA, presents this week's breaking news in wellness and health for all people and all professionals. Hi, I'm the Pete of Dr. Z and Pete, presently the CEO of Bethel House of Refuge in Muhammad, Illinois. Formerly, I was the Chief Executive Director of a prison ministry in the area, and previous to that, President of a commercial construction company operating in the East Central Illinois area. This is my good friend, this fellow here, my distinguished co-host, Dr. Alex Rama Zachariah. Doc is a medical professor and the CEO of CNN for All. Recently, Doc was the Chief Medical Officer, that's the Medical Director of Provena, now Presence United Samaritan Medical Center in Danville, Illinois. He was there in all of 2008 and part of 2009. Prior to that, he was the Dean of one of the top 12 medical schools out of 300 plus medical schools in India, Christian Medical College, Ludhiana, India. Doc and his wife Prema, also a retired physician and a professor, spent 43 years at the Christian Medical College in Ludhiana, first as medical students and then as faculty until they retired in 2000. Doc and Prema now live in Urbana, where they have resided since 2005. Doc, you got a great resume, outstanding. I'm privileged to be with you, and you're the co-host here with me on this week's breaking news in wellness and health. I need you, tell the folks what we're doing here, what we're all about.
Welcome to our show. Please note that this is not medical advice. This is for your information only. Do not change your treatment based on this info. You may mention this to your doctor, but always, you can even ask him to watch this show.
Absolutely. That would be great if we could get the physicians watching the show. Talk to them, ask them about it. This isn't WebMD. We're just giving you information. If you'd like to communicate with us, you can by email, breakingnews@cnnforall4all.com.
Or you may write to us, Breaking News, CNN for All, P.O. Box 17494, Urbana 61803, USA.
Oh my. Well, let's get right to business, Doc. Yin-yang effect of sodium and chloride presents a salt conundrum. Eat less salt is a mantra of our health-conscious times and is seen as an important step in reducing heart disease and hypertension. Too much salt in the diet, and specifically sodium, is widely acknowledged as a major risk factor, right, Doc? For high, they always say, you got high blood pressure, get lower on salt intake. However, scientists have found that salt's other oft overlooked constituent, chloride, might also play an important role.
What is this yin-yang? You know, yin-yang are actually complementary, not opposing forces interacting to form a whole greater than either separate part. In effect, a dynamic system developed in China ancient years ago. Everything has both yin and yang aspect. Shadow does not exist without light. A study by McCollum and team at the University of Glasgow published their findings in the Journal of Hypertension, September 2013. The study has revealed that low chloride levels in the blood is an independent indicator of mortality risk in people with hypertension. The role of chloride in hypertension has received little attention from scientists hitherto. After analyzing data from almost 13,000 patients with high blood pressure, followed up over 35 years, the researchers found that low levels of chloride was associated with a higher risk of death and cardiovascular diseases.
Sodium is cast as a villain for the central role it plays in increasing of high blood pressure, with chloride little more than a silent extra in the background. Salt of sodium chloride. Yeah. However, our study has put the spotlight on understudied chemical to reveal an association between low levels of chloride serum in the blood and a higher mortality rate. And surprisingly, this is in the opposite direction to the risks associated with high sodium. So that's the yin and yang there.
That's it. It is too early to draw any conclusion about relating this finding to salt intake and diet. We need more research to establish exactly what the relationship between chloride and health risk is. You need to know that sodium level and chloride level is not exactly the same.
Right.
They are different. So I'm so glad that they are now looking at that independently and seeing what are the effects of it later.
Well, and one of the things we're doing here at Breaking News in Wellness and Health is establishing that this is breaking news. This is the cutting edge. This is the front part of the investigating medical process and the research process. So we are really wanting you to know and understand why we say in the beginning,
Absolutely.
this is just information. It's not medical advice. So don't jump on this stuff like it's certifiable, but it is something to look at, right, Doc?
Yes.
All right, we're moving from sodium chloride into inhalers. A lot of people using them. 2 types of inhalers, equally safe and effective. New study suggests the 2 types are equally effective. An international study led by Johns Hopkins pulmonary expert finds that drug tiotropium, marketed as Spiriva brand, can be delivered safely and effectively to people with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, in both mist and traditional dry powder inhalers. The new Respimat inhaler, which delivers the drug in a mist form, is approved for use in Europe, but not in the United States. The traditional inhaler, known as the HandiHaler, uses a dry powder form of the drug and is widely used in the U.S.
Yes. Robert A. Weiss and team published in the New England Journal of Medicine, the top journal.
Oh, yes.
In September 8, 2013, the study comparing the 2 drug delivery systems. It was a randomized, double-blind, prospective trial conducted at 1,200 sites in 50 countries with more than 17,000 COPD patients. The study found that the safety profile of tiotropium delivered with the Respimat system is in either a dose of 5 micrograms or 2.5 micrograms was similar to the traditional dose of the drug that is in wide use today, delivered with the HandiHaler.
Well, there's no cure for COPD, but inhaled medications can delay exacerbations of the disease and improve the quality of life in those people that have COPD. So that's good news.
Yes.
Hey, we've got more good news. Breaking news. Fish oil could help protect alcohol abusers from dementia. A Loyola University Chicago Stritch School of Medicine study suggests that omega-3 fish oil might help protect against alcohol-related dementia. Previous studies have shown that long-term alcohol abuse increases the risk of dementia. The Loyola study found that in the brain cells of rats exposed to high levels of alcohol, a fish oil compound protected against inflammation and cell death. My goodness.
The study by Michael Collins and colleagues was reported in September 8th at the 14th Congress of the European Society for Biomedical Research on Alcoholism in Warsaw, Europe. Further studies are needed to confirm whether fish oil protects against alcohol-related dementia. Fish oil has the potential of helping preserve brain integrity in abusers. At the very least, it wouldn't hurt them.
Yeah, well, the best way for an alcohol abuser to protect his brain or her brain is to quit drinking or cut to extremely moderate amounts. The study does not want you to think or to postulate that it's okay to take a few capsules of fish oil and then go on binge drinking. That's not what it's saying. It's saying that if you're already there, stop drinking. Fish oil can help prevent the onset of dementia. Let's go to sleep deprivation. It says it increases food purchasing the next day. People who are deprived of one night's sleep purchase more calories and grams of food in a mock supermarket on the following day in a new study published in the Journal of Obesity, September 2013. This is breaking news. the official journal of the Obesity Society. Sleep deprivation also led to increased blood levels of ghrelin, a hormone that increases hunger on the following morning. However, there was no correlation between individual ghrelin levels and food purchasing, suggesting that other mechanisms, such as impulse decision making, may be more responsible for increased purchasing than the ghrelin levels.
Yes, Colin Chapman, MSc of the Uppsala University, Sweden, I've been there, hypothesized that the sleep deprivation's impact on hunger and decision making would make for the perfect storm with regard to shopping and food purchasing, leaving individuals hungrier and less capable of employing self-control and higher level decision-making processes to avoid making impulsive, calorie-driven purchases.
That's like my little guy wanting more oatmeal.
Sleep-deprived men purchase significantly more calories and food that they did more after one night of less sleep. The researchers also measured blood levels of ghrelin, finding that the hormone's concentration was higher after total sleep deprivation.
My goodness. Sleep and fat work hand in hand, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're going back to smoking. Now check this out. Smoking with asthma during pregnancy is particularly dangerous. Who knew? New research from the University of Adelaide in Australia has shown for the first time that pregnant women who smoke, as well as having asthma, are greatly increasing the risk of complications for themselves and their unborn children.
Yes.
In this first study of its kind in the world, researchers from the university's Robinson Institute compared data from more than 170,000 Australian women over 10 years.
Yes. You know, the results have been published online ahead of print in European Respiratory Journal, and we know that being pregnant and having asthma poses risk to both the mother and the baby. We know that the smoking poses risk to both the mother and the baby. But now we also know that the combination of these conditions represents a very dangerous situation. Asthma and smoking are separately linked during pregnancy to increased risk of bleeding from the birth canal before labor, urinary tract infections, premature rupture of membranes, low birth weight, and preterm birth less than 37 weeks of pregnancy.
And think about that, Doc.
Yeah.
Smoking and asthma.
Yep.
Who thought? The combination of asthma and smoking greatly increases the risk of these complications during pregnancy, and you don't need more complications during pregnancy, right? Now, I heard somebody told me, some little bird told me that you had a health song. Is that right?
Eat more.
Eat more. We're talking about eating less, man.
Yes, eat more. More of veggies, whole grains, fruits. Go nuts on
Good
nuts.
foods. I'm for going nuts on nuts.
Eat more.
Eat more.
Yes, eat more. More of veggies, whole grains, fruits. Go nuts on nuts.
I'm for that.
Exercise more. Walk, jog, run, bike. Treadmill, elliptical, till soaked in sweat. Exercise more. Walk, jog, run, bike. Treadmill, elliptical, till soaked in sweat. Eat less.
Eat less. Now we're going to eat less.
Yes.
Okay, what's
eat
with that?
less. Yes, eat less. Less of fried food, sugar, starch. Say no to soda pop. Eat less. Yes, eat less. Less of fried food, starch, sugar. Say no to soda pop. Exercise more, 5 times a week, half hour or more, till soaked in sweat. Exercise more, 5 times a week, half hour or more, till soaked in sweat.
Hey, thank you to Science Daily for the info. that you've given us today. Also, the City of Urbana UPTV production coordinator, Jason Liggett, the one and only production intern, Caleb Serpenis, and our station manager, Jake Schumacher. Thank you for watching. We'll be right back.
Bicyclists are granted all of the rights and are subject to all of the duties applicable to the driver of a motor vehicle. At stop signs and traffic signals, all vehicles must stop and either wait for a green light or proceed through the stop sign in the order that is appropriate. Bicyclists, by stopping at stop signs and traffic signals, you will make a positive impression and earn respect for following the rules of the road.
Compassion Now Network for All, in short, CNN for All, Urbana, Illinois, USA.
And Bethel House of Refuge, Muhammad, Illinois, USA, presents this week's Breaking News in Wellness and Health for all people and all professionals. Hi, I'm the Pete of Dr. Z and Pete. This is my distinguished co-host, Dr. Alex Rema Zachariah. Doc is also a medical professor and CEO of CNN for All. Good to have you with us, Doc. We appreciate all your expertise. Hey, we're going to talk about exercise. Exercise may reduce the risk of epilepsy later in life for men. New research suggests that men who exercise vigorously as young adults may reduce their risk of developing epilepsy later in life. Epilepsy is a brain disease that causes repeated seizures over time. There are a host of ways exercise has been shown to benefit the brain and reduce the risk of brain diseases. This is the first study in humans, Doc, to show that exercise may also reduce the risk of epilepsy, which can be a disabling and life-threatening disease.
And it's not pleasant. The study from Sweden is published in September 4th, 2013, online issue of Neurology, the medical journal of the American Academy of Neurology. For the study, 1.2 million Swedish men were given cycle tests that measured cardiovascular fitness when they enlisted for mandatory military service at age 18. The participants were then assessed for epilepsy for an average of 25 years. During follow-up, close to 7,000 men were diagnosed with epilepsy. The study found that men who had a high level of fitness were 79% less likely to develop epilepsy than those with low fitness levels.
Let's get out the exercise bikes. Exercise may affect epilepsy risk in two ways. It may protect the brain and create stronger brain reserve, or it may simply be that people who are fit early in life tend also to be fit later in life, which in turn affects disease risk. My goodness.
Exercise more.
Exercise more.
Yes.
All right. And now check this out for all you older people. Aging really is in your head. Scientists answer hotly debated questions about how calorie restriction delays aging process. Among scientists, the role of proteins called sirtuins in enhancing longevity has been hotly debated, driven by contradictory results from many different scientists. Sounds like global warming, doesn't it, Doc? But new research at Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis may settle the dispute. What do you got on that, Doc?
Yeah, reporting September 3rd, 2013 in Cell Metabolism, Shin Ichiro Imai, MD, and his colleagues have identified the mechanism by which a specific sirtuin protein called SIRT1 operates in the brain to bring about a significant delay in aging and an increase in longevity. This is in mice, of course.
Oh, in mice, yeah. Well, so they don't have the pills out yet.
No.
Don't get too anxious. Anything. People are wanting to find a fountain of youth. Hey, check this out. New effective treatment for high blood pressure, ? Removing one of the tiniest organs in the body has shown to provide effective treatment for high blood pressure. The discovery made by the University of Bristol researchers, that's in the UK, right? Published in September 2013, Nature Communications, could revolutionize treatment of the world's biggest silent killer.
the carotid body, a small nodule on the carotid, not larger than a rice grain, found on the side of each carotid artery appears to be a major culprit in the development and regulation of high blood pressure. Researchers led by Professor Julian Patton found that by removing the carotid body connecting to the brain in rodents with high blood pressure fell and remained low.
My goodness. Well, the team's work on carotid body research started in the late 1990s, and their recent discovery has since led to human clinical trial at the Bristol Heart Institute, of which the results are expected at the end of the year.
So we'll wait.
We'll wait. Don't do anything.
No, we will wait. And if that is positive and if that result is good, it's excellent.
That would be great. Check this out. Young people now at a higher risk for stroke. 15% of the most common type of strokes occur in adolescents and young adults. And more young people are showing risk factors for such strokes.
Stroke used to be a disease of the elderly.
Yes.
Now, team from Loyola University Medical Center, Chicago, published this in the journal Neurology in September 2013. Between 500,000 and 800,000 persons ages 15 to 44 in the United States have had stroke in U.S. hospitals, and stroke among ages 15 to 24 increased from 23, doubled person from to 2000. The impact of stroke in this age group is devastating to adolescents or young adults, their families, and society.
Absolutely.
Doubled.
Oh, my goodness. About 85% of all strokes are caused by blockages that block blood flow to the brain. And more young people have risk factors for this ischemic strokes. That ischemic means blocked. These risks include high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, abnormal cholesterol levels, congenital heart disease, and smoking. All these things we're talking about the whole time are interactive in cutting a person's life short.
And these younger ones are indulging in this.
Oh my!
And that
regularly.
That would explain why we have the stroke incidence doubled.
My goodness,
in
Doc.
the younger one.
I'm telling you, I know a young lady that had a stroke when she was 3. Check this out. Quitting smoking drops heart attack risk to levels of never smokers. Are you kidding me? Quit smoking. It says it reduces the risk of heart attack and death to the levels of people who have never smoked. So that's not an excuse. Both active smokers and past smokers have a higher prevalence of severely blocked coronary arteries compared to non-smokers.
That's a very fascinating finding. The research was presented at the European Society of Cardiology Congress this month, September 2013, an international multicenter study registry of 13,000 patients from 9 countries in Europe, North America, and East Asia examined the risk of major adverse cardiac events in 3,000 active smokers and 3,000 past smokers and 7,000 never smokers. After 2 years of follow-up, 2.1% of the study patients experienced heart attacks or death. Rates of heart attack or death were almost twofold higher in active smokers compared to never smokers. Past smokers had the same rates or heart attacks or death as never smokers, despite having a higher prevalence, extent, and severity of coronary artery disease.
My goodness. This study was the first to demonstrate that the presence of and severity of coronary blockages do not go away with quitting smoking, but the risk of heart attack and death does. Go figure. How does that work?
Yeah, that's very interesting. So this definitely shows if you quit smoking, the damage done to the coronaries, it stays there, but the heart attack happening is much less. And it's in people who quit smoking. And so it is an extremely good incentive to quit smoking.
Quit smoking. Yoha doesn't smoke, does he?
No.
Are you going to bring him on?
Yeah, we have a guest.
All right, why don't you get him and we'll be right back.
Eat more. Yes, eat more.
Eat more.
More of veggies, whole grains, fruits, go nuts on nuts.
Who are you?
Oh, I am Dr. Ross Yoha, MD, a visiting scholar from India.
Ah.
Okay, eat more. Yes, eat more.
I thought we were about eating less, managing the epidemic obesity in the U.S.
You kind of little taste. You need to be patient. Okay,
Oh,
more of veggies, whole grains, fruit, go nuts on nuts.
Yeah, I'll go nuts on nuts.
Eat more. Yes, eat more. You are stealing my song? Oh, sorry. Eat more. Yes, eat more. More of veggies, whole grain, fruit, go nuts on nuts.
Yeah, is that it?
No. Exercise more.
Oh, exercise.
Walk, jog, run, bike. Treadmill, elliptical, till soaked in sweat.
I'm all for that, soaking in sweat.
Exercise more. Again, you are stealing my song. Okay, sorry. Exercise more. Walk, jog, run, bike. Treadmill, elliptical, you heard me?
Yeah, I heard you.
Till soaked in sweat.
Why are you looking at me?
Okay, I look to him.
Now what?
Eat less.
Eat less, okay,
Yes.
eat less.
Yes, eat less.
Okay.
Less of fried food.
Ah.
Start sugar. Say no to soda pop.
Yeah, no, the soda pops.
Eat less, yes.
Yes.
Oh, again, you are stealing my song. Oh,
Quit
sorry.
stealing the song.
Eat less. Yes, eat less. Less of fried food. Sugar, starch. Say no to soda pop. Exercise more.
Yes.
5 times a week.
Okay, I got the message.
Half hour or more.
Till soaked in sweat,
Yeah,
right?
now you are stealing
Oh,
my song.
sorry.
Till soaked in sweat. Exercise more. 5 times a week. Now your turn to steal my song. No, sorry. Exercise more. 5 times a week. Half hour or more. Come on, join me.
All right, till
Till-
soaked in sweat.
Till soaked in sweat.
All right, I'm going to see you sweat next week. All right, listen, that's it for us today. We want to thank the Science Daily for all the info that we have received. We'd also like to thank your Urbana UPTV production team, our coordinator, Jason Liggett, the one and only, production intern, Caleb Serpenis, and, of course, our station manager, Jake Schumacher. Thanks all for being with us in Breaking News in Wellness and Health. We'll see you next week.
Not thanking me?
Oh, sorry, Doc. Thanks for coming. Get soaked in sweat.
Okay. Thank you for watching us.